Hi, I'm Neil at Italia Autos and welcome back to the GTV restoration project. As you can see, the engine's nearly finished, just a few more bits to bolt back on. I am still waiting for the engine covers to come back from where I've sent them to be redone. So I can't put the top end of the engine all back together yet, but the engine can go back in because all that work can be done once the engine's in. That's not a problem. I do still need to get myself an oil cooler because this one is now broken, as you can see there. So we do need to order one of those, but that was on the list anyway. So things to do before the engine can go back in. I want to put the drive shaft back in. I want to put some gearbox oil, if I've got some gearbox oil left. I've got the driver's side engine mount to put on. And I think I will need to put the passenger side engine mount on as well. Just tidy up the wiring, recover the top of the engine so no bits get down there. Move the wiring all to one side so none of it gets caught when I'm putting it back in. And that's it, we'll be nearly ready to go, so let's get cracking. Okay, right, going to attempt to get the engine back in now. I've got the engine as level and as flat as I can on the pallet. I've given the engine bay a quick wipe over, get rid of some of the cobwebs and dead animals that were in there. I've not gone to town on the engine bay, just purely for the fact I'm assuming that the engine's going to be coming out again at some point because other parts are going to need replacing. There's going to be other seals that are probably going to start to leak. So it's more than likely going to have to come out again, or I'll start doing refurbishing parts bit by bit. So let's get that engine up and lined up into position now and see if we can get it in nice and easily. I am still waiting for the gearbox oil to come, so I'm going to have to do that at a later date, but at least we can get the engine back in and it can stop taking up so much room in the workshop now. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm just lifting the engine up bit by bit, making sure nothing's catching. We're only about 2 inches away from being in the right spot now. Let's just check the other side. A little bit further away on this side, but we are getting very close indeed. Pull this engine into line a little bit. There we go, it's a bit better. Let's raise it up a bit more and see where we are. Okay, we're very nearly there now. Let's just pop that one in, see if we can get it in. Now I just need to come over a little bit more. We'll have three pairs of hands, that'll help. Okay. There we go. There you go, hopefully you can see with that we are very nearly in the right spot. It wouldn't surprise me if I can get that one in straight away. Yeah, I'm impressed with how easy that's lined up. Nothing ever goes that easy normally. Again, when I'm putting an engine back in, I don't like to use any power tools to put bolts back in because a lot of the time they just get double threaded. So on the important bolts like these here, if they snap, they're a pain in the backside. So I like to put them all in by hand. try and get the other side in now then. Okay, I've lifted the forklift up a tad more, so hopefully it'll just go in now and screw in. Nope, nothing else going in yet. Let's try and raise it up a little bit more. I'm going to break my own rules here for a minute just to try and get this started using an electric tool on it. Yay! One more mount to get in. These are always a challenge to get lined up again. It needs to come forward a bit more. Okay, what I've done is just put a pry bar down in this part of the engine, making sure it's not touching anything that can break. Pull the engine forward and up a bit. We're in there. Let's tighten it up and we'll see. There we go, that's the engine in on 3 mounts. Now I need to decide right now whether I'm going to refurbish the front subframe before I refit it, or will I put the subframe in rusty as it is. Dilemma. Right, let's have a think about that. Just going to give it a generous coat of wheel acid just to get anything off it. Well, that's soaking for 5 minutes and then we'll pressure wash it off and see what we've got left. Okay, so I've given it a good pressure washing off now. It's really not too bad. The paint's starting to peel on it, but it's just literally surface rust on the underside of it. It's even better on that side. Let's just turn it over. I'd say that's the worst bit there, but again, it is still only surface rust, nothing too deep at all. A little bit on the front ends there, but it's really not too bad. So I'm going to get my Y wheel on it, clean it up, give it some rust protection, give it a coat of stone chip, and we should be ready to go. But unfortunately, it won't be on today. Okay, giving it a good grind down on both sides now. So I'm going to leave that to dry, give it a coat of rust converter, rust stopper, whatever you want to call it. And then next week I shall give it a good coat of stone chip. Okay, it's now Monday morning. The subframe's had the weekend to dry. Hopefully all that rust has been converted back into metal again. So now I'm going to give it a nice coat of stone chip on both sides, and hopefully later today or tomorrow it can be fitted back onto the car. Subframe's now dry. It's had a few hours sitting here drying, so I have now put the wishbones on, start to put the subframe on, so get it back on its wheels today. So I do need this ramp because I've got a few other big jobs coming in this week to do. Okay, one of the last parts to do on the underside is the gearbox mount. So I just need to jack the back of the engine up so I can get the mount on and then slot that into position. Now on to replacing the exhaust. The front pipes are pretty much rotten, so they are going to get replaced. The back box, which is still on the car, isn't in the best of condition, but so I imagine as soon as I started running the car, it'll start blowing. So I have bought another mid box. The main problem I'm going to have is the rusty bolts on the exhaust. So I'm going to try and get those off, but I can definitely imagine they are going to need cutting off. And as you can see, I don't think it would have lasted much longer, especially underneath there. So that would have been blowing in a couple of weeks more than likely. And it's not too hot there either. But we've got a nice, almost brand new one to put on and some brand new front pipes. So now I need to work on these. Well, we're going to need some new gaskets. It's a little bit rusted away. Okay, I put the exhaust hanger on and I've just popped one bolt through the exhaust. We'll try and get another one in now. I've only got one new exhaust gasket, so I'm going to have to use an old one for now. They are easy enough to change, so I don't mind doing it again later. Because this bracket's bent, it's not going on straight, so I might have to mess with that later, but for the time being it'll do me. So that's it, that's the exhaust done. Right, unfortunately that's it for this episode. That's all I can really fit into it, otherwise it's going to be going on far too long. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would to get it ready to start, mainly because I've been waiting for parts, but now the exhaust's on, we are one step closer. Okay, so jobs left still to do. I need to do the oil cooler. I need to finish off refitting the engine covers. I did run into a bit of a problem with the crankcase breather system on this car. Because it's a newer engine, the back head is missing a drain where the crankcase would go back into. So when I sent the engine covers off to be polished, they are the older ones, which technically will fit, but we haven't got, we're missing a hole here with an extra hole here, so I need to take all these covers off again, refit the newer covers to fit the newer style breather system, and then we should be okay to go. I'm also going to fit the newer injectors to it, because I'm not quite happy with the way the old injector seals are and the way they look. I do believe that the newer injectors are a little bit more powerful and a little bit more economical, so hopefully that'll be a nice little upgrade for it. But so yeah, there we go. So I do hope in the next episode to actually get it started, considering I wanted to get it started 2 episodes ago. I'm a little bit behind, so yeah. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment below. See you soon.